You are listening to Just a Touch of Jade's vocals, baby. Yes, listen. I'm over here talking to God, y'all. Listen, okay? Happy New Year's, man. And God is over here talking to me. Yo, and God just dropped a dime on me. Yo, God just dropped a dime on me. Yo, I'm over here. Yo, I'm at the house, yo. I'm trying to tell you the wrong with the 180 scriptures. Like, whenever I get up in here, it's just like God be talking to me. And I'm like, this God, like, I just want to just chill today, like, why? I'm sitting up there. I'm like, I just got to chill today. Like, I just want to chill because I be so busy. And I was in my room and everything, and I'm sitting in my chair and I have my feet all up. And I'm like, I'm sitting up there chilling. I'm like, you know what? I know what I could do. I could start doing some of this last cover artwork, right? So I'm doing the cover artwork, and God had already told me the name to the podcast I'm actually getting ready to release, right? The vocals, right? So he's telling me how, wait till y'all get this vocals and this cover art. Yo, it's going to blow your mind. But he's telling me just how, like, it's all access granted and all this, and do it like this. Because I'm like, God, how you want me to do it? Because I only do it the way he tell me to do it. So I'm like, how you want me to do this? You want me to turn this around? How about this like this? God is like, do it like this. Like, I just hear the Lord, the Holy Spirit was speaking to me. And I'm like, move it like this, like this, like that. I'm like, you sure like that? He like, bring it in. I'm doing all. So I'm like, wait, you doing that thing you used to do when I was with boyfriend number 9. And he used to watch me just create stuff. And he'll be like, baby, how do you be doing that? Yeah, he used to be up in the apartment with me and stuff. Like, baby, because it was one time where I had got like a little small, like, condo apartment. I called myself downgrading. Well, it was small to me. It probably wasn't small. It was like a 3-bedroom, and the pussy had a sunroom or something. But, it was small to me because I always had like 5 bedrooms or more. You know what I mean? Like, so I was like this, we was over there chilling, and he would just watch me just be creating. Like, how do you be doing that? But anyway, God had begun to tell me. He was like, after I got it all done, I started laughing at it. I said, yo, that's hilarious. And God spoke to me and was like, yo, boyfriend number 10, he would love that. And I'm like, man, here you go. Like, no, I'm not talking. I really don't feel like it. Yo, word. I can't make this up. I was like, yo, I'm trying to do some ad moves. I don't feel like recording God like this. I got the thing on the wall, y'all. I can't make this up. I turned my head, and guess what was right in front of me? The thing he had me make. Ronnie could do this in remembrance of me. Yeah, he got something up there. He made me put something up there about boyfriend number 10. So I was like, what the, right, word, I can't make this up, right? I got to keep it 100 with my babies, right? So I'm like, do this and remember, Veronica, do this in remembrance of me. We just went over it, the Lord and I, yesterday. Yeah, because today is the 1st of January, 2026. So like yesterday was like my official end of the year of me fasting every last 5 days of the month. And 5 months out of that year, the whole 30 days, like just doing whatever God told me to do. And it's just, documentation, just things all these things that had like happened to me. Like my life just went crazy, and it's in the room with the 180 scriptures. So I like to come up in here, you know what I mean? I'm chilling like, no, I don't feel like I want to do some ad moves. Like, no, like, why? And I seen that. So I'm like, all right, yo. He like, guess what? You gonna have to go get the water. Yo, no lie. So I'm sitting up there. I'm like, Anna, honey. He like, yeah. I'm like, hard, man. Like, yo. So God began to talk to me. He was like, he would love that sign, that thing you doing right there. You know how y'all do things. Y'all are real innovative with your hands. We both like making things with our hands. So he gets me, like he know I take one little small thing and turn it around and make it something just like him.
On TikTok.
Yeah, so we do a lot of things like that, so he gets me. So God was like, he just came over.
On TikTok.
Remember he was doing all that liking and stuff. He liked some of the booty butt cheek joints you was liking back, he was liking.
On TikTok.
I'm like, yeah, he like, child, somebody he out there ain't treating him right.
Yeah, on TikTok. Yeah,
so I'm like
TikTok.
this. I'm like, what? I'm not talking to them about that. No lie, yo. I'm like, what the heck that got to do with me? Like, I don't look. I'm over here doing this boyfriend thing already. I really like, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting it. Like I had issues. It's my boyfriend thing. But I'm like, now you got me constantly like, and he started talking to me about the women. I'm like, oh, no. God, I can't. He was like, look, I'm going to tell you the truth about some things. Because it's going to set you free. This stuff you already know. He's like, he only comes around a certain time of the year. I'm like, yeah, I know, right? Boyfriend number 10. He's like, somebody ain't out there treating him right. He was like, and this is what you used to do from before. And I'm like, God, I start feeling the anxiety. I'm like, God, I don't feel like going through this right here. Because God was like, through the years, you was messed up with a lot of these boyfriend things. I'm like, I can't, God. No, so God, like this, look, let's start over. This is what he tell me. He like, they all had daddy issues. So I'm like, they all had daddy issues. He like, yeah, let's start it off. Boyfriend number 1. That's the one that committed suicide. He was like this. He said, his dad was never there. He treated him horrible. You experienced it firsthand. I'm like, he like number 2, his grandparents and them raised him. He ain't had his dad. He's like number 3. He's like his dad died when he was young. He don't need to know nothing about it. That's why he don't be doing what he supposed to do with his own daughters. BD, yeah, baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? He like number 4. He like, he ain't have his dad. His dad was on drugs. I'm like, okay. He like number 5. He's like, you already know about that when his dad done passed and they had the whole alcoholic thing in the family. I'm like, okay. He like boyfriend number 6. He's like, you already know the whole thing. Everybody know about his dad. His dad was, doing him. Like, come on. Like, you got a whole family right here. And then he was like, boyfriend number 7. He was like, how he was. He had a thing with women. He thought he was the man. And that's why boyfriend number 7, he think he the catch. Like, come on. God was like, Monica, you ain't getting this. Boyfriend number 8. They was in that whole little mafia type of thing. You know how that was. They thought they were supposed to mistreat women. Like women were beneath them. He's like, so he had daddy issues. He's like, nah, you already know his dad wasn't even there like they wasn't, they had their own thing. He's like, number 10, what? His dad had issues with women. Like, come on, that's the love of your life. Don't act like he ain't tell you that. I'm like, yo, man. I'm like, all right, what was I trying to save him? God was like, no, you ain't trying to save him. He's like, you used to be, I'm about to talk about boyfriend number 10, that's why I always get choked up. I'm trying to tell you, y'all. Let me go ahead and sip on some of this water real quick. Hold on. The enemy, yo, he always be trying to have you tripped up, yo. That's what God be telling me. He be like, yo, get your water and get your honey. Because those things stabilize the system. Yeah, shout out to Jay's Fit Tips. Come, to y'all again on the online app. Yeah, y'all get to get it online and through the app. That's why I call it the online app. Yeah, right. So, God was over here. He was just talking to me. He was just telling me stuff. And he was like, boyfriend number 10, he back over there. I'm like, oh, he like, he was liking booty butt cheeks and stuff. And I'm like,
yeah, on TikTok.
All right, God, I guess, he's like, he having a problem with these women. I'm like, what you talk about, right? God, like, look, they all had the issues with the daddies. And he was like, he got issues that happen with his daddy. That's the stuff he be out here doing sometimes. He don't be straight. And then God dropped the dime on me. He said, Veronica, you know why, yo? Because these women, yo. He's like, these women out here, he said he had women, but the women didn't have him. Because you had him. I was like, God was like, that man love you. I said, yeah, I know that man love me, but dag though. He like, yo, God over here talking to me. And God like, come on, tell yourself the truth. I'm like this. I'm like, you know what, yo, you right. God like, man, please, you already know how it is. He love you. That's why he come around a certain time of the year when they ain't doing what it is they supposed to be doing to handle business. He's like, and what used to happen is they used to contact you about it. So you would be like this when you would see him. God would be like, you hit him up or he hit you up. You like, yo, what's up? Like these chicks just ain't call you trying to tell you something about him. He said, well, you know, when you tell him once, you don't got to tell him twice. Yeah, like what I look like, keep trying to tell you, yo. You know, you got the women. Like, I don't got them. They just didn't have him. They didn't have him. Because I have him. Yeah, I have his heart. You know what I'm saying? So he be coming over and then I'll be like this. And I used to run back after that. Yeah, I should turn around and stuff a lot of times. And then I would be getting caught up. God was like, I tried to tell you, yo, listen, you got to go as your heart, girl. You know, because other people issues coming out. You know, and I'm like, God, like, look, I told y'all about that all access granted. I had to learn how to not give him access granted. Yeah, like that was a real big thing for me. Like that's boyfriend number 10. But God was like, yo, Veronica, like, yo, like I keep trying to tell you, yo, that you have his heart. He got women. These women don't got him because he got you. He don't understand that. He don't know what's going on right now. He just like, damn, you want that old thing back. And I was cracking up, right? Because I'm like sitting up here making this artwork and stuff for the thing. I'm like this. I'm like, God, you crazy, right? So I'm laughing, right? And I'm looking at the thing. God, like, you know, I'm telling you the truth. You know it. It's like, Veronica, you going to go out there and go ahead and put this business out there? He was like, because this is like the last one before you got to get ahead. You know what I'm saying? You got other things you need to do, right? He's like, you know, the truth. You know, if I bring you something, you promise me you'll do it, right? God talking to me. I healed you, all this stuff. Because I'm going back and forth. I wouldn't even think about, yo, you got to stop worrying about how other people see you. Give them just a touch of J, not too much. You got to get over yourself. One thing about none of that. I was just like, man, I'm tired. Like always got to be talking, right? This boyfriend number 10. So God like, look, man, it's a certain amount of time out of the year he come over. All the time do the same thing. Because these women and chick that he with ain't treating him right. He's like, and the last one was the craziest. Yo. But I'm like, boyfriend number 10 back, what's going on? God like, you know he don't come to you when he's straight. Guess what God said to me? Don't lie. God's like, he do that little thing. He say, but lately you ain't been spinning around. Because I haven't been. Because I've been focused. I got stuff to do. I don't got time for that. I mean, because this is what I know about him. If he really want me, he'll hit me up and call me and contact me. Yeah. So look, I don't know who y'all out there, what y'all out there doing, but I'm out here and I'm like this. I'm like, God, yo, why you want me to talk to them? God like, yo, because people be going through stuff. And you got to let them know the truth. Like, you be going through, but I'm not going through it. Like, I used to be going through it. And that's when God started really talking to me. Yeah, he was like, that's how you really got messed up. So I'm like, he talking to me, started talking to me again about the whole daddy issue. Like, you was messing with these guys that had these daddy issues and stuff. So you used to be basically just like this. And he said it was with boyfriend number 10 when you really, really did it. Like, what? Because you knew he was out there acting like that because he had daddy issues. He was acting like his dad. You know, like the person he said he would never be like. He used to talk to me about it. So I'm like, oh, man. God, like, but you can't be out here trying to save him neither. Because you know you can't make nobody believe God. That stuff start getting on you because he got daddy issues, these women and stuff all around. That stuff started to break me down. Do you not understand that? Like, yo, I wind up being at his house too. Like, what? What's going on? Like, I was crying and I'm like, wow, whoa, wait a minute. What's up? Because I was putting my heart out there. Told you I had got to the point where I just was like this. I just don't want to do this no more. You know, and God was telling me, he was like, make sure you tell him about the baby, not the baby mamas, the girlfriend things, right? He was like, make sure you tell him about that. And I was like, the girlfriend thing. He's like, you know, I had girlfriend things over the years. Remember, I met him in 2016. We in 26. It's still going on. Yeah, but he had girlfriends and stuff like that over the years and stuff. And he would just be coming back to me and stuff like in between them. Sometime like, yo, what's up with you? And we get up, we chill and everything. What, nothing like that. But I didn't have no girlfriends around that time. No girlfriend things. The girlfriend things had stopped like around boyfriend number 4. Yeah, but we was just always cool. They just had respect for me. Like, yo, she just don't mess with no chicks. As I told you how I used to treat women like they was beneath me. That's why I recognized a lot of stuff with boyfriend number 10. When he did certain stuff, and I would be telling him like, yo, you can't be out here doing certain stuff. Like, yo, what's up with you? So when I would see him, knowing that these chicks done hit me up, I'm like, I told you, I don't tell people about stuff all the time. I tell you one time, that's it. Like, why I gotta keep telling you, like, yo, handle that. What are you doing? Like, yo, I'm thinking we chilling and cooling and we ain't chilling and cooling. Like, you got somebody calling my phone like, yo, what's good with you? So when I would see him, I ain't even get into all of that. Never. I would just be like, yo, what's up? What you doing? Like, yeah, let's chill. What's up? You want something to eat? You want a bath, yo? You need anything? Word. So I will give him a bath and stuff, play that music for him. I'm going to make your legs shake. Yo, R. Kelly. Yeah, yo. I would be doing that type of stuff. It was crazy. Yeah. Or welcome to my sex room. All that type of stuff. Yeah, that Ludacris. Yeah, the remix, Trey Songs. Like, I would be putting all that on, washing them up, kissing his hands, feeding him food and all that other type of stuff, rubbing on him and everything. And my biggest thing was, yo, let me show you. What a woman treat you like? Because you out here messing with these things. Yeah, I used to be like, yo, please, like, I'm just trying to show you what a woman to treat you like. And I'll be like, yo, you were so amazing. God was talking to me about it. God was like, Monica, you used to sit there and be gazing in his eyes, like, or telling him on the phone, like, yo, you are so amazing. And he'll be like, nah, you just saying that. God was like this. You know why he said that? Because he ain't never had nobody tell him nothing like that before. And you was the only person that was telling him. I was like, damn, God. I was like, for real, God. I was like, yup. Here's like you was the only person that was telling him stuff like that. That's why he ain't never believed no one used to tell him. You used to be telling him the truth. And that's what boyfriend number 9 has said. Like, yo, you so truthful and so thorough, somebody would think you was fake. And I was just like, oh, I don't know, because I was just being me. Told you I got tired of all that. I'm just saying all this to say, because I'm like this guy. I'm like, all right, God, okay. When they talked about the chicks, like, I'm just over this guy. Like, he like, no, you need to go tell him, get your man right. Because he loves me. Like, I don't know what to say. You understand what I'm saying? Like, y'all got to handle that. Yeah, God was like, you just got to put it out there in peace for him. I'm like, all right, God, like, he the love of your life and y'all just going to be loving each other. And then this is what God told me. I said, God, like, yo, what is the scripture like? Because now I'm getting kind of irritated by it, right? Word. I can't even keep, can't lie to you and nothing like that. I'm like, come on, man, what? Like, for real. I'm like, just put some scripture on it or something. That's when it makes sense to me. Let me sip on some more water. My mouth getting dry. I was going through some of my old stuff today, and I used to have this mic I used to rock. And I did it a lot of time when I was on tour. Yeah. And I was just thinking about it. I was looking through pics. I can't wait till y'all get that type of stuff. But anyway, man, God was like, yo, you're just going to have to put it out there, Monica. Like, what is it that you want? Like, you said you was going to do this if I brought your edges back and all that. Like, no. Everything, like, I healed you. Like, what you talking about? Tell the truth. This is what's going on right now. We about to end it and begin it for the beginning of the year. This is perfect to do. So that way we can just go ahead and get past this little thing real quick. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but y'all know he love me. Like, I don't know what to say to y'all. I really, really don't. You know, like, don't be, and God was like, don't put this out there, Monica. Don't do it in pieces like how you ready about to do it. Because I was like, God, you better make sure that you tell me what I could say. Because I felt my help coming. And when I feel my help coming, I know I'm supposed to be talking. I really have to sit here, God, what can I say? Yeah, I have to tame myself. I have to go through it with God, talk to him about, okay, can I say this? God be like, no, you can't say it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I was feeling on my panties as I'm over here doing Just a Touch of J's undies, baby. And lately I just been saying crotchless. Because I've been trying out the crotchless jaws. Yeah. Shout out to y'all who know all about that. And we was talking about how Hong Kong. Yo, I love Hong Kong. I love Japan. I love y'all because I have my stuff out there. They manufacture my things. And I always tell y'all not do that like drop ship, all that type of stuff. Like, no, like my clothing's there and everything, right? So, I don't have stuff like that here in the States, certain things yet. That's how I be doing I'm out here handling business. I don't have time for all this type of stuff. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? Like, but I used to through the years, and it began to get me lost. Like when you go from one boyfriend to the next, because I'm up in here going back and forth with God. I'm like this. I'm like, God, it's 31 years. I'll be single for like 3, and then get up and be like, oh, can I see he got himself together? Like, God was like, there you get messed up, because they still be messed up. They be even worse than before. And I'll be like, yo, I'm right about it, God, like, because they wasn't with you. That's why you got these boyfriend things. Like, you the one, wasn't nobody like you. Nobody been like you. That's why you got them, because they keep running back to you, because nobody they was with was ever like you. He's like, a boyfriend number 10, he really got a problem with it. That's why he the love of your life. He was like, you recognize that? Because that's how you used to be doing them. And I was like, yeah, you right about that, guy. He's like, so I need you to go out there and tell him the scripture. I'm like, what is it? I'm like, because, now you done put some scripture on it. Which one you want me to use? Because he had gave me a few. And I'm like, well, what? He prompted me in my head, the one that's in the bathroom. I'm going to the bathroom. I'm like, it ain't Isaiah 54:17. I'm like, Jeremiah 29:11. What's that? Right? That's what I said. I'm like, that don't go with it. Word, no lie. I said, God, that don't go with it. I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, he was like, my thoughts are not your thoughts. My ways are not your ways. I was just like, my thoughts are not your thoughts. Yo, my ways are not your ways. My thoughts are not your thoughts. He's like, that's what I keep trying to tell you. My ways are not your ways. My thoughts are not your thoughts. My ways are not your ways. Here's how you keep trying to tell these boyfriend things this. My thoughts are not your thoughts. My ways are not your ways. My thoughts are not your thoughts. I'm like, he's like, that's what you keep trying to tell him. Yo, my thoughts are not your thoughts. My ways are not your ways.
Yeah, that's that Isaiah 55:8.
My eyes are focused on Christ, the high Messiah. I don't have time to be out here playing with y'all with these boyfriend things. So get ahead with it, what y'all been doing. Some of them, like I said, this is what I asked God. I said, God, always ask God, can I speak to him? What can I, I go in my prayer closet. I spend some time like, oh yeah, he's back. Because I know I used to mess with him because he had daddy issues. Because I always had my dad. Yeah, like I grew up with my dad. Like we used to be skating. We was just always around. Like I grew up around family. I knew they had some family or daddy issues. So I'd be like, dang, like I would look past the shit. And I have to say it like that. Like I would be like, no, I'm pretty sure they's got some family stuff going on. And I had my own stuff. This ain't me like trying to make it seem like I was okay. Because I told God, I was like, but then that seemed like, look, I was just all perfect. And God was like, no, because you was getting messed up from one to the next. And you had your own stuff. He's like, but you really used to just be looking past a lot of stuff that they did. It's like, by the time you got to 10, you were just like, I just don't want to do it no more. Like, he seems like he's amazing. Because I would just be sitting there gazing in his eyes like, yo, you are just so freaking amazing. Like, I gotta send him some flowers today, just so he could just see how amazing he is. Like I talk to him on the phone, I would be like, yo, he just don't understand. Like, why is you out here like this? Like, you are just so thorough. And he would be like, you just be saying that. And I'd be like, no, I'm not. And God, I told you, God was like this. You know, Veronica, when you ain't used to having nobody tell you, you think that it's a lie. He just thought you was really just BSing him. You know what I mean? He used to tell you that. And I'm like, God, but I wasn't. I really was like, thought he was just this amazing guy. You know, people go through stuff. I always tell y'all that he had the women, but the women ain't have him. Yeah, because he had me and I had him. I'm the love of his life and he the love of my life. And that's just how it is. Yeah, and God, like, look, you already know all this. Like, I don't know why you acting like you don't, Veronica. I'm like this. I'm like, I know, God, whatever. Like, you know, come on, what's up with this boyfriend thing? You know, it's Jeremiah 29:11. I'm saying, right? God, like, yeah, you know, it just was a lot of different things that was going on. You know, and it still be going on, but you got to tell them, y'all got to get straight. You know, my thoughts are not your thoughts, y'all. Look, my ways are not your ways.
Yeah, that's that Isaiah 55:8.
I'm out here winning. Yeah, I gave y'all access, all granted, denied. You know, I gave y'all all these things. Everybody out there that's been listening, shout out to y'all. Doing the whole just a touch of Jay's vocals. Y'all, I don't even know how many episodes we get. Like, it's just so many. Like, I just been recording them. I just thought I was putting my last one out. God, like, just do this last one. Make this one be the end of the year for you. Chill for a little bit. And I was like, all right. And he was like, come on. He showed me that do this in remembrance of me. I was like, oh, why is he on it? Okay, dab in the center at that in blue. Like, yo, God, for real. God, like, yeah, that's how I need you to put it. Some stuff underneath of his name, whatever. I just got different stuff up there. When God was like, you know, have this made this way. Yeah, because God be telling me to pray for people and stuff. Yeah, but somebody out there, you know, one of his little things is something they ain't doing right. So I would just have him, you know, be like, yo, let me just show you what this is really about. Like, what would you like to eat? And I would be like, you want lobster? You want shrimp? Do you want lamb? He'd be like, yeah, do that little lamb thing you be doing. Yeah. And I was like, yeah. And then we be in there just chilling and stuff, like the fireplace or whatever, listen to music, laugh a little bit, you know, play a little cards or whatever. And I used to just be thinking like he would just be in this so relaxed state, like this peaceful element. And I'd be like, stay out there treating him wrong. And I would just be looking at him like, yo, why you just like, but I could never even say nothing to him about it, because I used to just be like, I don't know, he the love of my life. Like, how do you just be saying stuff? And you know, you think you go ahead like the chick. The last one hit me up talking about, yeah, I had to get rid of her. And I was like, what? Yo, I wanted to go ahead and give him a high five. Like, yo, you got this chick out here thinking she making people disappear. But when I seen him, I just be looking at him like, yo, what's up with your feet? What's up with your hands? Like, who are you out here messing with? And I just used to be like, yo, come on, yo, let's chill. Yeah, like, you know, so it was like daddy issues like that. And that stuff bring out the man, the man in him and the little boy. Yeah, when you just out there chilling with him. But I did that with a lot of my boyfriend things. That's how I got him. Yeah, I saw all past all that stuff. And I would just be like, oh my gosh, look at him. He's amazing. Like, he don't even realize it. Yo, word. And then through the years, they come on back, what's up with you, Ronnie? And I'm like, did you change? The enemy be like, you want to see if he got himself together? I'd be like, yeah. God be like this. Okay. That's what I used to do. I don't see myself the way that y'all see me, baby. I see myself as a child of the king. Yeah, child of God. I'm trying to tell you something, but look. So I said, God, here you go. I was like, is this boyfriend number 10? This is thing? God, like, no, girl, this ain't the thing. You already know we got a whole bunch of more vocals to talk about, you know, but I'm going to let you know. So then God had let me know a little bit more about how I need to end the thing. Yeah, but you know, that's way down the line, you know, whatever. So, you know, I just was taking notes, but I was just like, Dad, God, you know what? You sure is right. It's something God can tell you about yourself. You know, because sometimes we be knowing stuff and then we be trying to act like we don't know, like trying to hide it. Like, you don't know he don't love me. Like, he don't know he don't love me. Like, I don't know I don't love him. Like, what's up? Like, for real. God, like, Veronica, you could go out there and go ahead and put it in pieces for him, baby. I said, I know I can. I said, I know. He said, because you know you so much better. You don't turn around. You go straight. You do what I tell you to do now. And I was like, yeah. You know, see, it's like, you know, ain't no shade. He the love of your life. You know, you love him. He love you. But, you know, when they just ain't treating him right, he do stuff like that. You know, because, you know, if he want to speak to me, he'll speak to me. Yeah, baby. He would speak to me, okay? So, you know, God be like, Veronica, guard your heart. I'm trying to say, y'all God guard your heart in this 2016. Okay? 16. This 2026. I told y'all in 2016 too, though. But, yeah. Y'all gotta guard your heart out here. Yeah, you see how the enemy, he will try to have you tripped up all the time. Let me have a little bit of this honey. Let me tell you something. When I had told God I was going back and forth with him, as always, ooh, Father, wow. Now that thing is like oh my God, an amazing antioxidant. Do y'all hear that? Wow. Yo, y'all gotta get that. Yo, shout out to Just a Touch of Jesus. Cannabis with a K. Wow. I was not expecting that. That is a powerful antioxidant. So powerful, I'm just going to sit that down. Yeah, the spoon, like, wow. That just hit me like, whew. But yeah, anyway. You just be out here in the love and just be caught up. And y'all got to watch these pieces. Yeah, all of them. Every last one of them. Every last one of them. You must. Yeah, you must. You just got to just be careful out here. Make sure you guard your heart.
Yeah, on TikTok.
Make sure you guard your heart. Because people issues just be flowing out.
Yeah, on TikTok.
And it don't be no shade to you. It just be like, damn, like, I always loved her. You know, like, damn, she over here doing. Their little issues just flow out a little bit. You know, I go over there and make like some, you know, like that. She liked it back. Like, oh, you know, just be that little issue. Passing time sometimes. Yeah, sometimes it just be the real love. Like, oh my God, my baby. You know what I'm saying? That's that when me and boyfriend number 10. That's what we got. It be like that. You know, like if I see him, I be like, damn, why you over there looking like that? You know, and then I just go ahead, child. God be like, Veronica, you straight? Yo, no lie. I be like this. Yup. God be like, all right, come on, let's finish doing what it is we doing. And I be like, okay, baby. And I keep on going straight. Yeah, because I used to get caught up in that. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Please just be careful out here with stuff like that. You know, especially if it's the love of your life, somebody you just love like that, and you don't always thought was amazing, you will be out here like, well, how the hell do I got a boyfriend thing? Miss J, help me. Word.
Yeah, on TikTok.
I'll be like, this child, look, you're going to have to get you straight, because when you go straight and you get you straight, that other stuff just follow you. So I'm not shocked. He going to always follow me. We don't, this is what God told me too. God said, girl, you know, Monica, that y'all is friends. Like friends, okay? Like he follow your kids and stuff on social media, but you and him is friends. Like that's the only friend you got on TikTok. God was like, remember I showed you changed his name or something? I was like, yeah, God, because I was like, what does that mean? God was like, you know, he just did. You know, look, he got his little muscles out. You know, so God told me. God was like, you see his body? He wants you to see his body. I was like, I know. God was like, I mean, not that it was just me, but God like, yeah, he know you was going to see that. He liked to show you his muscles and stuff. And I'm like, God, like, just keep on going. You about to put that booty pic out. The butt cheeks, he liked it. Yeah, that was up in my stories. Like, what? That's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, but, like, you just supposed to still be, like, guard your heart, doing what it is that you're supposed to do. Yeah, in life. And God said, it's 2026, and he ain't got no time to be playing out here with y'all. That's what he's trying to teach you. Yeah, I don't know who this is for, but he's like, guard your heart, whatever situation you're in, work, jobs. I'm making, fun of it, but I'm telling you the truth, between boyfriend number 10 and I, but I'm just trying to tell you, like, whatever it is that you have going on, like, guard your heart. Okay. Guard your heart, don't let your issues flow out of them like that, and God is trying to tell you, look, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Yeah, so whatever's in somebody's heart, that stuff come out. That's why he can like my photos and stuff like that. Cause that's what's in his heart. It be coming out like, damn, my baby. And I just be like, look at my baby over here liking stuff. Go ahead back on over here. You know what I'm saying? Do what it is that I do. And this time God said, well, look, if he likes something, you can like it back. You got yourself a little bit better this time. Yeah, and I said, okay, God dang, I done graduated. What? Stop. Yeah, because God know I got a thing. Woo! He like, girl, you been celebrating almost 4 years. Really? Yeah. Yeah, he was the last one I was with. Yeah, I be like that sometimes. I be 3, 4, 5 years. I be chilling. Like, for what? But I had these boyfriend things in between. Yeah, and they come through or something. I be like, what's going on with you? And it never was at the same time. Like, this is what God was telling me. God was like, their boyfriend number. He was like, the only ones that know about each other, he was like, it's 7. Okay. 7 knows about all of them, except for really 1. Yeah, he knows about them. But I'm talking about like knows only 3. So 7 knows about 10. Yeah. 7 knows about 9. Because 7 was always trying to come back. Like, I'll never find nobody like you. Like, he used to tell me that all the time. Like, dang, can we just have sex? Like, I'll never. And I would be like, no. I would tell him no. And he'd be like, damn, Veronica, like, come on. He came over to the crib one time when I had my dog, baby loved him. As soon as he seen him, jump on the bed. I'm like, nah, I ain't falling for that. Yo, word. Big behind pit bull, just like rubbing all up against you. Like, cause he went to church. He had that light on him. He always had that business on him. I told you, he used to tell me all the time, like, yo, you don't want me to lay my hands on you in a sexual way. And I would be like, oh, please lay your hands on me. Word, because I had a sex addiction. And look, here I hear the Holy Spirit talking about how you used to be wilding out. He would tell me, he would be like this. Yo, Veronica. And I would be like, well, he'd be like, everything ain't always about sex. It is not always about sex. Like, it's not. And I'll be like, why ain't it? It is. I want to see you with her. Plus, I just want to do it again. Like, that's how I used to be. Mad. Like, what? Like, yo, we should be able to do it at least 8 to 9 times a day. And he would just be like, yo, no, you just can't do it like that. Like, we would really have a problem, but I didn't have that problem with boyfriend number 6. So by the time I had got to 7, I was like, man, what? Like, oh my God, I was already with 5. I faked the orgasm with him for like a whole year, lied about it, then told him. He act like he ain't cared, always was trying to crush me, the alcoholic. Yeah, like I said, he used to be cursing me out in front of his family, but God, but still though, in all of that, they had daddy issues and nobody was boyfriend number 10. Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, you right about that. He just had this thing about him. I just seen past all that unnecessary stuff. And I used to be like, my daughter's just like, if you ever do anything to hurt my mom really loves you. And then his son used to always say like, yo, all my dad do is talk about you. Yo, like this craziness is just always something. But time go by and you get these different things. And you guys, God said, look, I need you to be paying attention. You got to go straight. Yeah, don't be like me, y'all. Yo, it took me a minute to get myself together off of that. Yeah, word. He always going to be the love of my life, but it took me a minute. Because he knows this. God was like, look, if he want to talk to you, he will be talking to you, girl. I'm like, God, I know. God, like, I'm just confirming. I'm going out here doing what it is I do. Because he will contact me. Yes, he will. He will be like, he'll contact with the kids or something. Like, trust me. Trust me. I'm trying to tell you that he will. Yeah, but look, go straight. That's what the Lord's trying to tell you. Yeah, I'm making fun of it, like I said, and everything. It's the truth, but look, let it set you free. You might be like, dang, I'm going through the same thing right now. Like, I got me like 2 or 3. Like, girl, I'm trying to get straight. You know what I mean? And y'all niggas, y'all know, y'all men. Yes, you like this. Like, she ain't lying. Yeah, she ain't lying. Yo, especially the love of my life, boyfriend number 10. He like, she always telling somebody something. And it is the truth. Let it set you free. Yeah, because y'all know the Love Doctor series is coming. Yeah, baby. That's what I'll be over there at the podcast giving y'all Love Doctor tips. Like Martin Lawrence when he was a love doctor on the Martin show. So I got it from the Love Doctor. Check out that episode, Martin Lawrence, the Love Doctor. And shout out to everybody. Yo, y'all at when I seen it, when God told me, look, 400. God said, you got to change that to over 400 now. I was like, what? He was like, Kay. He was like, you do that? He was like, look at your stuff. I was like, oh, gosh. He was like, on New Year's, I did it yesterday. He was like, you got to change some of that stuff because it's over 400K. He showed it to me. And I was like, this, dag, okay. So I'm like, I said, you know what? Shout out to y'all. Y'all got the Just Attention Day podcast listeners like that. Yeah, look at y'all out there. Do y'all want me to say y'all names again? Hold on. I'm going to say y'all names. I got to say it for y'all. Hold on. I'm going to say y'all names and stuff. Yeah, because y'all, and look, this is, God was telling me how I made up a song about boyfriend number 10. God, like, girl, you know that's the love of your life. Look at that song. I always be go back and forth with him like, no, I'm tired of talking about this nigga. Look, all right, here we go. I'm just keeping it 100. But look, with God heal you, got to do whatever he say. You know what I'm saying? So look, the United States, yes, Hong Kong. They are really big supporters. I'm telling you, that's my clothes and all that stuff is in. New Zealand. Yes, baby. South Africa, Singapore, yeah, Japan, Nigeria, United Kingdom, Australia. I'm about to put y'all out there in pieces, baby. Yes, look. Who else is it? Nigeria. Hold on, wait. Where the other ones at? There's so many up in here, y'all. Here we go. Bangladesh. What's up? Michael Jackson was rocking over there. Y'all so thorough wise. I love me some Michael Jackson. You put that on what? Oh my gosh. Listen, I just got the chills just thinking about some of them songs. Yeah, there was different type of music. He used to be singing to his lady. I like when men sing to women. Yes, I love that type of stuff in songs. But Denmark, yeah. Boyfriend number 10, he know about that. Yeah, Denmark, y'all are just, look. Y'all used to skate out, but y'all holding it down. France, Ireland, yes, and Italy, Japan. You already know. If I don't give y'all a shout out, y'all mess around. Send the people for me. Okay? Morocco, the Netherlands, Panama, Sweden, Vietnam. For real. Mexico, Russia, did I name them? Canada, Nigeria, I already did, I think so. But look, y'all just so thorough and wise, and it's other places too, but that's kind of the top. I try to, shout y'all out at different times. But y'all out here listening to me. Yeah, and y'all need to understand this. I'm telling you the truth about stuff. God will heal you. He'll change you. But sometimes we just be struggling, going through stuff in life, acting like these things ain't real. He know he love me. I know I love him. Sometimes he come around. God be like, Monica, don't you? He'll be like, you better make sure you paying attention. If he wants you, he'll talk to you. You better get ahead. You know the enemy be trying to use it. You out here winning, and he like when you winning. Yeah, he said, somebody over there ain't treating him right. You know what I'm saying? You know how he used to do, and he think about that. He remember them baths and stuff and how he used to be treated all good. He know it. You know what I'm saying? He know it. You know how he used to be rubbing them down. He used to be like, yo, I just need you to, I know only you could get it out. I told y'all he used to say that to me. But that type of stuff, like I said, boyfriend number 7, I want to lay my hands on you and all that other type of stuff. That stuff had you caught up through the years. Because somebody for you and they want you, they're going to make sure. You know what I'm saying? They're going to make sure. So, look, stay on the course. I don't know what this is about. God said something about employment, maybe a relationship. The Love Doctor series is coming out. Do what it is that you do, baby. This joint is just so oh my gosh, it's God said they're about to start getting smaller. And I'm like, he then we got this lost little file thing. You did a couple of them. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. And I'm like, he you're just going to rest for a little bit. Then you're going to come back with some more vocals. And you already know what that is. And it's time to work with some other things, music, podcasts, we about to fast for church. Yo, I'm really thorough and wise. I got the song that says, this is how thorough I am. And I say stuff like all of my boyfriend things contacted me within a year, like the past few months. I must be thorough. Like, this is how thorough I am. Like, I spent 4 hours at the gym, 480 ab moves and pull-ups. Like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm thorough. Like, I just got certain things that I say to myself. I never fall off. God said I catch up. This is how thorough I am. Because God be telling me. Yeah, he be telling me, like, look, you already know what it is. Like, get you straight. Make sure you straight. He like this. He wants you to go straight and be straight right now. Y'all got to work on yourselves. Yeah, I don't know what it is that you turn around to or whatever. You not paying attention. But he like, hey, guard your heart. Look straight, baby. Pay attention to me. Yeah, pay attention to me. Sometimes, he used to have to snatch me back. A couple of times, like, yo, you better pay attention to me. And then he tell me, you know what? You need to take a sabbatical. Sabbatical, like, how long is that? A whole year, maybe a little longer than that. And it was crazy because he'd be like, work on this. And I'd be working on that. And I'm like, dang, a few months on my body. And he'd be working on that. Before I know it, the whole time be going. He'd be like, you ready? I'll be like, yeah, I'm ready. He like, all right, you can do this. Go ahead, fill up Twitter. Like, go ahead, like do Facebook now. Bow, go ahead, do this. You almost done. Do this. All right, now you got to start making movies and stuff. I'm like, oh, you told me. I know it's movie time. It's like, yeah, boyfriend number 10, he know about all that. He know, okay, around time, she about to do this now. Yeah, she going to start doing some videos or something. This about that time. Except for last year, unless God tell me to sit down, then I do what God says. So, I didn't do all that stuff I normally do. Yeah, God was like, chill out, get you straight, do this, work on that. Like, let's explore everything that you got going on. And now I got all these accolades, all these stuff I done did, all these accomplishments. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, yo, I'm like, I got to accomplish another goal today. And I got to make sure I do 50 wall sits in the beginning of the day, 50 wall sits at the end. I need to meditate and stretch. Oh, God, look at what you did. Like, this body. Okay, what else I need to do? Yeah, okay, let me read my word. Let me spend some time with you. Yeah, like, okay, I got to do a whole 2026 thing about, my goals and accomplishments. God told me, he said, look, I give you about 7 days. I said, all right, so I got that on the calendar. Like, look, I'm over here. I'm focused. Yeah, get you straight. Shout out to my boyfriend things. Yeah, like, I'm focused. I don't know what's going on with y'all while y'all coming on over here, but this is what you do. Except for boyfriend number 8. I told y'all, that's just what he do. Like, he just, like, we used to be friends, so we was real cool anyway. But he don't want to try to kill the dog. Shout out to you, baby, if you listening. Yeah, listen, okay? I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I tell you, I had one try to set my house on fire. Yo, I'm trying to tell you something. Look, I need my bed, everything. In my house when I woke up, like, yo, okay, that's why I do that thing on boyfriend number 10. God was like, don't you do it to him. Yo, I will never forget where I was at the time he said it. I was on the phone with him, and God was like, don't do it. And I was like, don't do it. Don't do it to him. Never do that to him. Make a promise to me. And he told me several things to never do, and a lot of times I did them. And he was like, I told you not to do that. Yeah, word, like, yo, verbatim. I'm trying to tell you, I heard the voice and everything. And then I turned around, God was like, I told you not to do that. Here go the scripture he giving me right now. Hold on, wait. And Jesus answered, look, I did tell you, but you do not believe the words that I do. In my Father's name testify about me. Yeah, he said, I did tell you, you know what I mean? Look, right here go the cross reference. Even though he had done so many signs and tests and miracles right before them, they still did not believe and failed to trust him. The first one is John 10:25. The next one is John 12:37. I know I used to be doing it. The Almighty Messiah told me. Yeah, but I'm like, you know what? Oh, God, you be out here, you be doing things. But I didn't do that thing to him, though. That one I did not know. Because I was like, I heard that. God's like, you go ahead and do it if you want to. He's like, So I just chilled because I know, he had these women and all that type of stuff. Like I told you, listen, he had them, he had me and I had him. Yeah, so, it just didn't matter. Like, what I'm saying? And that's why they used to be calling me, because I was considered by them. Like, yo, you would mess up your household for this? type of thing. Like, yeah, right here. Like, I was considered. Like, he saw me a different type of way. That's why when he come over and he likes stuff, I just be like, oh, okay, he just like it. Okay, all right. Because I would be like this. Who out here messing with my baby? You know what I'm saying? Word. Like, yo, come over. Let me give you a bath. Like, I know they ain't out here treating you right. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But again, I don't know. Like, God said, like, yo, my ways are not your ways. My thoughts are not your thoughts. Yo, my ways are not your ways. My thoughts are not your thoughts. Like I said, I don't think like that no more. You know, like I keep my eye on God, and God is like, yo, y'all keep your eye on me. This 2026. Like I was watching my pastor. Yeah, you know, I do online church hosting and stuff. And Pastor Mike Jr. Oh my gosh. And you know, last year, like, you know, well, just yesterday, New Year's Eve, because it's the 1st of January, I just chilled. You know, I'm at the crib, you know, the one with the scriptures, the 180 scriptures. I was chilling. My daughter hit me up like, Mom, on FaceTime, what you doing? I'm like, I'm chilling. Lights was out. You know what I'm saying? I just got the TV thing on. I'm just chilling, like, with my blanket wrapped all around me. You know, like, just woo, just chilling. You know, just having a good time, right? Feeling real good. And God was just talking to me like, you know, Veronica, you just have an amazing life. And I was like, you know, I do. And I was just like, Mom, you just got an amazing life. You look so good. And I was like, yeah, you know. And he was talking about the word. The word is become. Y'all got to check out that Devo energy. I'm about to go back over it, actually, when I get off of here with y'all. Yeah, but the word for the year is become. God said you got to become something. Yeah, you got to be careful out here. You know, sometimes people issues you falling out, you know, things like that. You know, always remember, like, if somebody really wants you, that they will, you know, get up with you and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, y'all got to get this business, like, seriously. You understand what I'm saying? Because God said, don't be out here caught up and stuff. Yeah, because issues and stuff, you know, guard your heart. Yeah, because look, here we go. Here we go. Above all else, guard your heart. For everything you do flows from it. Okay? Oh, remember that? But the way of the wicked, yo, is like deep darkness. They don't even know what make them stumble. Yo, he gave me another one, guard your heart too. Because I was over here, above all else, guard your heart. For everything you do flows from it. Yeah, he had get that joint to me 2 times. You know, it's so crazy. Let me tell you, they used to fall last year around this time. Yeah, this is before I had them up the way that God told me to put them up. I would just have like little sticky notes. If you look through some of my stuff, you'll see it when God was giving me the vision for it. But I didn't know what I was making it for. You know, I just was like, what is it? This is my 100 scriptures. And God would have me do these scriptures and cross references like every day. And he's like, these are all your scriptures. And he began to tell me like, you're going to be reading them. You're going to be doing this. And I'm like, I don't even know what that is. That's all on my do this in remembrance of me stuff. Because after a while, I'm just like, look, what? But every day I read it because I got to do those things in remembrance of him. You know, so that's what I be out here doing. Like, you know, fasting. Like, yo, I can't believe I did that. Like, I'm so ready for 2026. I'm like, God, like, but I've been fasting. I can't just not fast. So God was like, you know, do something with 6s. I'm like, well, I can't do no every 6 weeks. No, I was doing this weekly. Like, you know, I like it. I'm like, maybe I'll do 6 days a week. You know, it's just nothing but what you say. I do what he say anyway. But I'm talking about, like, I'm telling you, if he like this, I know it's 8 o'clock, like last night, right? I'm like this. I'm like, well, God, you know, I ain't taking my walk for the day. God was like, well, start off early. You know, go ahead, walk out on the property real quick. You know, he was like, once it hit like boom, 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 you know, the 12 or whatever. It's like, go ahead out there, let that be your first walk. And I was like, really? It's like, yeah. It's like, you know, you out here, you chilling. Like, this yours. I'm like, you know what? Let me get ahead, right? So I was going back and forth debating because I'm like, it's all cold. God, like, just wrap up. You know, used to be out here colder than this. Out there, remember running with boyfriend number 1, okay, in the snow, butt naked. Well, snow was all the way up to our thighs. I'm not lying, past the knees. He was like, so don't act like that's what he brought to me. I'll tell you, girl, listen, guys, when God be talking to you about yourself, it just be something else. It do. You just be like, how the heck? Like the woman at the well. But yeah, you know, back to boyfriend number 10. He knows I'm real innovative because we both do things with our hands and stuff. Yeah, you know, he knows, you know, so he gets it. He gets me. when I be creating this stuff. And God was just, that's how it started off. Because I was like, God, I can't even say that you came to me when I was in the bathroom. I can't talk about this fine behind body, though. Listen, y'all, let me tell you something. God been showing me my arms, okay? And I know, I got some nice arms and shoulders and stuff. I'm looking at myself right now. Yes, child, I'm trying to tell you something. So, gosh, listen. And I only be doing the workouts God tell me to do. That's so crazy. But I was looking at my arms and I was just like, dang, I could tell him about that. Because God just been showing me. And I be like, I got to do some more of them exercises and stuff. I found different ways to do these pull-ups and stuff. Then I told you I be doing dips and the Mike Tyson push-ups. Like them things, yo. Females, ladies, y'all hear that? Like the song I made for Boyfriend number 10. Yo, God be cracking me up. He be like this. Girl, you made a whole song. Yeah. Like, I mean, are you serious? Like, no, girl, No, that's the love of your life. I be like, yeah, He like, that's what it is. But he want to be the love of your life. All right. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like how I feel about him and how he feel about me. Like God wants that from you. Yeah, like he wants that from you. He's like, yo, become who it is that he wants you to become. Word, like, don't be out here being scared, being timid. Please go after what you want. Yeah, please go after what you want. Yeah, because you see me, I'm out here winning. You can Google. Yo, Just a Touch of J, like, yo, Just a Touch of J's radio, Just a Touch of J's scriptures, like, yo, the Just a Touch of J podcast, like, yo, these podcast topics, like Jay's fit, Just a Touch of Jay's fit, like, yo, Just a Touch of J's I heard God say, like, what? All you need is just a touch of the J, just a touch of the J, like, you can really just a touch of J's cannabis with a K, like, you can really, like, Google this. God is like, I'm trying to tell you to become. Yeah, like become whatever it is that it is that, I guess y'all been talking about or whatever. Don't get caught up. I know what it's like, baby. Okay, listen. Okay, you got to be like, I got to go straight. That love and stuff becoming out in our heart and all that other type of stuff. But when you get a relationship with Christ, yo, that stuff don't bother you no more. Yeah, it don't. Because your relationship just be like, I just say a prayer for him, but you see how y'all can get real caught up like that. And God like, yo, I need you to become. He has a call for you and an assignment for you. And I know what that's about. Yeah, that's what he had for me. So that's why I'm out here winning right now. Because look, I'm focusing on what God's telling me to focus on, not these boyfriend things. God like, look, your husband coming, like, you got to end this whole boyfriend thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're going to have to do this thing called a boyfriend thing. And I used to be like, what is it? Like, why? And he was telling me the names and all this. He was like, you can't say no names. He was like, but you could do this. And then you got to number them. I'm like, they got to be in order. He like, no. He's like, but these was the ones. And then he started telling me I had girlfriend things and in-betweens and, all this other stuff. And what you was doing. And I'm like, all right, I'm saying, for real, okay, it was my thing. Yeah, my boyfriend thing. Yeah, and just boyfriend number 10, he was loving my life. You know what I'm saying? So he part of the boyfriend thing, but he it's his own little thing. Yeah, like he inspired me about so much in life. And God was like, you just got to put it out there just in pieces, just a little bit for him. You can't give him too much, just a touch. I told y'all this stuff goes in the podcast is I have respect for them. Like I don't be doing certain stuff like that. For their identities and stuff like that. Because I be like, God, can I say that? God be like, well, later on down in life, that I got to bring it to the people like, no, is that okay? They're like, no. I'm like, all right, okay. But you can say it like this. Yeah, stuff like that. You could do this, for the Just Touch G story. You got to do it like this. Yeah, and I'll be like, all right. And don't do this over there on TikTok and just certain stuff, and I pay attention. Because I know God is out here leading me. So, please, I don't know. Listen to these vocals, baby. Y'all like how I be doing it? I love playing on my voice. Yeah, God told me I was getting ready to start doing music. Oh, I love just creating stuff. Like music and everything. Like I really love it. It just lights me up. That's what boyfriend number God was like. You know them to tell you, so always tell you that. Like, yo, when you happy, you'll be shining. You over there shining on him and stuff. I'll be like, jeez, I couldn't even look at him sometimes. Because, like, my mind would just go to sexual stuff. And he'd be like, why you ain't looking at me? And I would be like, he just don't even know right now. Like, my mind, I had to get my mind together because he didn't really know I had that thing like that sexual addiction. Because I used to have to really fight it. Like, whew, you know what I'm saying? But a couple times it slipped out. You know, and he had some type of look on his face a couple times. Yeah, you know. But, you know. God wants to look on your face. You like how I brought that back around? He wants to look at your face. He wants you to go ahead and just do what it is that you do. Okay? Come on, become. All right? Become. I'm becoming by telling you how I overcame. Yeah, so that you'll become, better than how I was. For real, out here with these boyfriend things and treating people like they was less than. Because I didn't know who I was. And then here go my pastor. He was talking about it yesterday, y'all. I was like, God, why you keep doing this to me? My pastor was like, like the blind man? I'm watching him on TV saying it. Check out Devo Energy. I'm trying to tell you. Pastor Mike Jr. is on there talking. And you will be like this. Oh my gosh. He is talking about the blind man that I've been talking to y'all about in Mark 8. And how the people had to bring him to Jesus. And Jesus led him out the village. I'm like, oh my God, like I told you was out here blind. And he said, because you wouldn't have been messing with boyfriend number 10. Yeah, because, I don't like anybody that's like, because this is how I feel about that. Because I told you he had women, because people be dating and stuff. Like, I ain't going down on that like that trying to be bad. But look, just be game, right? He had women. Grown women was acting like this, and little girls and stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? But they was like, women, like young, like you had women out here, like just going crazy, for you, and to the point where they was hitting up somebody that they shouldn't even been contacting them. Like, how was they even finding out about her? Like, you don't have yourself together. And I used to be like this, like, yo, like, this is not good, like, oh my gosh. Like, God, we got to get this straight. I can't be out here like this. Yo, no, I can't be. I was like, I ain't got me straight. God was like, yeah, you wouldn't have been messing with him because you really feel some type of way about men and how men treat women. Like, yo, I remember I told boyfriend number 3 when his wife was trying to contact me. Yeah, BD, because he got this, God's telling me right now. He said, yeah, you forgot about that. Like, my kid's father couldn't even walk past me. He still can't walk past me. The last time he came down here at my daughter's baby shower, he was falling all over himself. Word. His sister was like this. The girl was mad. She was like this, like, I didn't know you felt like that about her. I had dropped something. I was real skinny. I was a little sick just coming out of it. So I was probably like maybe like 120, 125. But I was just like, my eyes were sucked in. But, I'm still pretty. I'm thorough and wise, right? But he couldn't even walk past me. Like, he was just like tripping all over himself. Like, V, you okay? Like she was threatened. Like she was mad. I'm like, yo, what is a guy? Like, you got that blood on you. You got me all over you. You different from them. I'm like, he like, listen, Ronica, my thoughts are not your thoughts. My ways are not your ways. Yo, I be trying to tell these chicks this. My thoughts are not your thoughts. Yo, my ways are not your ways. I know Christ. Men see different when they see women like that. Yeah, so the enemy always on it. So, you just got to be warned in the spirit about it and move the way that God tell you to move. You can't be out here worrying about nothing. God said, listen, I need you to become. Okay? And this is just such as G's vocals, baby. Yeah. For those of y'all who know about that. Yeah, try to put that business out there. Trying to come at you real thorough and wise. I don't know why God telling me to talk about boyfriend number 9. Yeah, that was really odd. Because the last thing he said to me was, yo, you are blind. This nigga will never get something together for you. Like, yo, he was like, Jillian. He was like, you blind. You blind. You're just so blind. All right, this guy just do not love you like that. But see, listen, baby. That was like, almost 4 years ago. The last time I heard from him. He won't hear my line. Yo, like, wait a minute, hold on, what? He was like, hey, text my phone. Am I still blocked? And I'm like, oh God. Like, who he with and why she ain't treating him right? I just wanted to come over and tell you, that's how he came over. He went straight to the phone. I was like, wait a minute, like, yo, why you still have my number at the 4 years? Y'all check that out. Did a podcast on there. Yeah, about it. They out here trying to get you to see them. No, they didn't see you, Ronica. Now they trying to get you to see them. And I was like, God, what? He was like, their issues is coming out. They heart, you know how they do. They all come around the same time. You winning. Enemy trying to get you off course. I need you to become. Yeah, that's what he's trying to tell y'all, okay? So look, I think that's it. I tried to end it something up with something else real quick. Yo, I can't make this stuff up. I tried eggs today. With kale. I'm doing this egg salad with chicken, kale, thyme, just all these different things that I had tried this day, and it was just so good. Then I had my chips. Oh, shout out to Kettle. Yeah, I don't got nothing going on with them, but just shout out to them. Yeah, they got these chips that I be eating, pink Himalayan, air fried. Oh, shout out to BoyFriend number 10. If he listening, I know he like, my baby getting to eat chips. Yes, baby, yes. I love chips. I used to be like, can you bring me some chips, please? Yo, anything with French fries. Last time I talked to him, he's eating French fries. He inspired me to start eating potatoes again. Because anytime like something like that happened, like when God had me talk to him or me talk to him, I pay attention. So I'm like, okay, he said something about he was doing potatoes, God. You want me to, try some potatoes? And I started to try potatoes, and I was able to tolerate potatoes. God be talking to me. Yeah, through people who love me. Yeah, he always does that. Yeah, and I know he love me, so I just be like this, like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? He just had these women. Yo, and I ain't never seen that like it. You know what I did when I was young, yo? My cousins, used to have women like that. But it wasn't like they was like, hitting me up. Like, they used to, like, I ain't never, like, I told you I had friends that used to be like looking for their dudes and stuff. Like, yo, you want to go out with us? Like, I heard he was over such and such house. And I never messed with anybody like that. Like, I held firm with my integrity. Like, I will never do anything like that. So I just would be like, oh, hell no. And then when I started getting caught up in it, I was like, no, this time me get my life together with Christ. Yo, I can't be out here. This is too lost. Yeah, I have daughters to raise. Yeah, I can't be out here crying and being emotional. And because he over here, some chick to call, and he don't even know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my family. I'm over here doing this. You know what I'm saying? But I just can't stop because I love her. And he would tell me stuff like, yo, I be trying. He'd be like, yo, I be trying to leave you alone. And I would be like this, I wasn't the other woman. I was just the woman that, he had loved, and these chicks he was with, after a while, he was just like, you know what? You just ain't doing it like Ronnie. I already know that. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Do it like Jill, For real. They wasn't doing it like that.
Yeah, that Jill Scott.
Yeah, Jill Scott. Yeah. You gotta listen to that song.
Give me some real, do it like Jill.
Yeah, got Trey songs on it. Yeah, do it like Jill.
Some real.
They wasn't doing stuff. So, there it is. Don't be all crazy and stuff. How I used to just be doing it, okay? And I had to get me straight. I was like, girl, you got to get you straight. Because you out here, you leading with the heart. The heart is deceitful above all things. Yeah, you got to watch yourself out here, You be out here lost, and then you won't be doing what God's telling you to do. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, make sure you're going straight. He said, this is the season. This is it, okay? I'm closing. Pastor Mike Jr., okay? Listen. Okay, he just said it. He was talking about how you could be just real blind. Check it out, Devo Energy. Okay? They had it on yesterday, Friday. Okay, you hear me? And he was just telling y'all about the guy I was telling y'all about a few months ago, probably like 10 episodes or 8 episodes ago. Okay, listen, I used to see men like trees walking around. Yeah, and I tell y'all, I used to see men like trees walking around. He was talking about it yesterday. I'm like, oh my God. God, like, that's how you used to be seeing them. Yeah. It's like, because you was lost. And he was like this. Pastor Mike was like, the people had to bring him to the man. That's how lost he was. And then you know what Jesus did? He led him outside of the village. Yeah, and he spitting dirt and all that and put it on his eyes. Said, yo, do you see anything? And he was like, and he had to do it again. And he was like, yo, do you see anything? And he was like, because the first time he said, I see men like trees walking around. And then the second time he was like he saw clear. And God was like this. Jesus told him this, look, yo, return, but don't go to that village. Yeah, and that's the thing that happens when you have a big heart. Like the village, like he got his boyfriend, but say he have his own village, these chicks. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And he around all that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what he was caught up in. And I couldn't be going over there to the village. I would have been like the people and stuff. Yeah, I had to be falling back and stuff. And guess what God is trying to tell you? He's like, listen, and that's the love of my life. So I ain't talking bad about him. But he had some things going on, and I used to be getting caught up in them pieces, baby. God said, Monica, I need you going out here, go ahead and record this last little thing real quick for you go ahead and finish doing what I tell you to do. Because, baby, listen, you got to win. You got this clothing line thing, and we trying to do this fashion show, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, he like, he's like, he the love of your life, but that's all. Somebody ain't treating him straight. It happens every time around this year, this is what he does. He does, Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I know. It's like, but it's the love of your life, and I got to tell you straight up. What I tell you, your boyfriend thing needs to be done. And your husband is coming. You gotta work on this stuff for your estate. You know what I'm saying? I healed you, you got a dentist appointment on this day, and then you gotta see what's going on with your eyes. You know what I'm saying? You just got the MRI done. That was good. Check. You know what I'm saying? That's how God be. He be like, you see that schedule? Did you do that? Did you complete that? And I'll be like this, look on my goals and stuff. I'll be like, when I'm over here, wherever I write them down at and make notes and stuff. And I'll be like, okay, I want to start that. I did do the network and I had to hit this up right here. I got to do my ex prayer. Okay. I paid this bill today. That was done. I don't be having no time for that. Yeah. I got to keep on doing what God says. And that's what he's trying to tell you. Pastor Mike was like, yo, watch the people you're around. They will have you seeing men like trees walking around. For real, you don't even be knowing what you be doing. And they just be out here living their life. They still caught up in that type of life and stuff. Yeah, because you could tell, I just told you the other day, when you have all access, you have all access. That gets you more access. So when you don't use that access, that says something. Y'all gotta get these joints so they can all go together. They about to be on the app. I told you, don't go crazy. Okay? Because they're going to be on the Just a Touch of J app. Yeah, shout out to y'all. They be doing the Just a Touch of J's fitness stuff. Yeah, the fitness app and everything. Only the exclusive people got that. Yeah, because I be training them and stuff. That's not really out there and stuff like that. I mean, it is, but it ain't for y'all. Not yet. Okay? But yeah, you got to be out here doing stuff like me. You understand what I'm saying? Shout to Nike. Oh my God, yo, I don't know how many times I can say it. Them brown Jordans, yo, I just really love. But the red ones and the shoestrings, the way y'all did them, my daughter was like this, Mom. And shout out to my daughter, Rai. Yeah, she just came back and stuff from going out of the country. She about to go again. Someone Paris shot, said, girl, you about to be married. I bet my son-in-law. You know what I mean? I already told y'all that. Check out that episode too. Rai, he got her boyfriend thing up there. He was like, God said, call it, be like Rai, boyfriend, saw it and caught it. Yeah, he took her home to meet the parents and everything. It's part of Just Touch J story. Y'all go get that too. And I've been going through these actors and stuff. Who's going to play me? God be talking to me. He be having me doing so much, y'all. I'm telling you. It's just been so much going on. For real. And God be like, I need you to become and go straight. Yo, check out that scripture in the Bible about the horses, how you got to run with the horses. It was crazy because when I told I was telling my therapist, all right, then I'm going to close. No lie. Okay, I promise. I was telling my therapist this. I was like, yo. So my therapist, it's crazy because I'm about to be chilling from y'all for a little bit. I was just like, damn, again, God, it's just a short period of time. But anyway, I was sitting up there and I was telling her, I was like, yeah. She's like, you really feel like you're in your purpose, don't you? And I was like, yeah. She's like, you've been looking good. Like, your body is cut. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, just what God told me to do. I just started these 30-day things about only doing what God told me to do. She's like, you need to keep doing that. I'm like, I be jumping on the trampoline. I get up at a certain time in the morning. Like, I go walking. I just do all these amazing things. So she was just like, no stress, nothing, right? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, I don't know why I hear this. I hear the Holy Spirit speaking to me. He's telling me that, like, you got to run with the horses. Look at that scripture. And God was trying to tell me, like, yo, when you running with the horses, you don't even be playing around. You be trying to do what God tell you to do. And then your life just be manifesting. I turn around, I'll be like, oh my God. Like, I didn't even know. And it'd be the craziest things. God be like, use this stone. I'll be like, why must I use Meek Mills? I'm a boss. Like, don't even be getting it. Like, and God be like, do it like this, do it like that, do it like this, and then slide this over here, put this there and now there. And I'll be like this, all right. And boyfriend, I'm telling you, number 9 used to watch me do it. And he's like, damn, like, how do you just be creating like that? I'm like, I don't know, I just do what God told me to do. And then he was like, press play. Let me see. Yo. And we would press play at the end. And he would just be like, damn. Like, how did you do that? And I was like, I don't know. God told me to do it. He'd be like, I can't do you like that. Yo. That nigga was repenting. Like, I have a problem with women. I like to control them. I remember, look, I told y'all this. Then I'm going to close, I promise. On the Just Touch J podcast, I had to tell boyfriend number 10, yo, about boyfriend number 9. Yeah, child. I had to tell him one time. I was like this. I was like, he was like, what's up with you and your man? He ain't never like it. Yo. But wasn't even trying to do what he had to do. This one used to kill me. I used to be like, what? Like, you out here with like 8 girls. Like, but look, anyway. But yeah, he like, clouded me and stuff. I'm like, look. He out here. And he was telling me this and that. He grabbed my arm. Yo. Like, this how it happened, yo. I'm in there dressing my little nightie. You know what I'm saying? I always was wearing something like that. So I walked around. Yeah. Okay, when I ain't have on the towel, nothing. It was just how I had on a little nightie or something, right? Or a little robe or something. Something. It was silky, satiny, see-through. So I'm doing all that, whatever. Doing what it is I do. I'm in my own little element. Like, I just be in my own little world. Like, just dancing or thinking or vibing or whatever, talking to God. I was always doing stuff like that. And he was calling me. He's like, Jillian, but I didn't hear him. I had the music on. He was like, Jillian. I kind of like faintly heard him. But I was in there playing with baby. I was in the room listening to music. I be vibing. Like, I'm in there chilling. Like, when I be chilling, okay? So I'm in there, I'm chilling. He was like, he came, he grabbed my hand, my arm, like my wrist. And he was a big man. Yeah, he was really, really, really tall and big and really muscular and stuff. Yeah, I made a drink out of him. Tall chocolate, a tall glass of chocolate milk. Yo, I'm gonna put that on the on the Just Touch J app, the online app. Okay, so you can see it online through my blog articles, and then you can get it the same thing through the app. Yeah, the Just Touch J app. I'm gonna put it on there. Yeah, it's called a tall glass of chocolate milk. Yeah. But anyway, he grabbed my arm. Yeah, he grabbed my arm like, Jillian. Like, and then this is what I did, y'all. I looked at my arm as he had his hand on it. You know how you look down at your arm? Imagine just looking down at your left arm. Yo. And then I looked up at him, and I'm telling you, I looked up at him, right? And then I looked down back at my arm. Yo. And as I was rising my head back up, he had let my arm go. And he was just like, I was messed up. And I was just like, what's up? What's going on with you? Because, talk to me. What's up? It's like, I just got a problem with controlling women. Like, and that's how I've been. And I've just been fighting it back. And I don't know. I can't do that to you. We had this long conversation, but I had to tell boyfriend number 10 about it. Yeah, there's certain things I just can't tell him, but I had to tell him that one. Yeah, God had told me. Yeah, because I know how he is. He's like, you want me? I'm like, no. I just want you to know. You know what I'm saying? Just in case, because look, I don't play them games like, look. And look, you might be thinking, oh my gosh, boy, what is boyfriend number 10 going to do? No, because listen, okay, something happened to me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, for real. And he know it. Yeah, like, make sure my girls are straight. Here's why I have this at. I would come at him like that. Like, because I know me. You know what I mean? It would have been on some old like Raina Bobbitt type of stuff or something like that. Word. You know, like, excuse me? Like, I know you ain't just trying to touch your hand on me. You know, but yeah, you know, like I'm saying all this to say, yo, when you be out there and you don't be doing like Pastor Mike said, becoming, yo, you be going through stuff like this with people. And that's how I got my boyfriend thing. Yeah, we separate for a little bit, and then he be like, you know, look, I've been thinking about you because the one he tried to replace me with, was it the one? Because ain't nobody like me. And I be like, oh, what's up with him? You know, my baby over there messed up. Yeah, I'm saying, be over there like that. You know, God said, become. Okay, now look, this is just such as these vocals, baby. Okay, I'm about to be chilling. You better be out here becoming. Y'all gonna get the Bible study thing. That's gonna start popping up on the app. And it's so dope. And then we'll be talking about it. I'll be coming to y'all and we'll be talking about, I don't know if I want to do like a Zoom thing or like online, or I might do something at Twitter. Like, God been telling me different ways. I might do all of them at one time where y'all could stream and hear me and talk to me and see me and all that type of stuff. And we could be talking and stuff. Because we got to get God's word. We got to get this Bible study straight. Yeah, and I done did over 100 Bible studies, but it's 180 scriptures, cross-reference and all this type of stuff. So, you know, that's it. Actually, I was just doing that earlier today when it goes off. Y'all got a few weeks. You know, get yourself straight. Get you a Bible. God, please get you a Bible. Like, we're not doing this whole phone thing. Okay? I'm going to give you some links and stuff. But, like, get you a Bible. The Bible is going to be dope. And get you a good... I should come out with Bibles and stuff. The Ebonics version. Shout out to Sis Sarah Jake. She want to do something like that. Yeah, but I had to read it to y'all. That's why I got Just to Touch G scriptures. But look, I'm closing. Okay, Happy New Year's. Told you about the love of my life. Played around. Gave y'all this little whole ending thing. Boom, 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 boom. You know a little bit more about him now. Because y'all be like, what is this? Who is boyfriend number 10? Because the only ones I said that kind of like know about each other, is kind of like 7 know about 9 and 10. You know, but he really know more about 10. You know, 10 kind of knew a little bit about 7, but 10 and 9, they know all about each other in a sense, you know, from what it is that they know, you know, so like, but everybody else, you know, they was just like through the years, you know, like, what you doing over here? You know, okay, yeah, you got married, you got kids, get out of here. No, your mom passed? Like, you know, all that type of stuff. You know, it'd be like that type of thing. But then they be like, Jay, like, what you been doing? That's how boyfriend number 8, when he had hit me up. Actually, I forgot. We had talks. Yeah, when I was doing the tour and stuff. I was just getting done the tour. And he had contacted me. And I told you, when people speak, I speak to them. Yeah, if God say I can. So, you know, we had a couple phone conversations. You know, he was just like, Jay, like, Jay. You know, like, yo, I say that. Yeah. What you out there doing, Jay? I'm going to come up there and come and get you. I'll make you mine again. You know, all that type of stuff. You know, I just be like, look, you know I ain't out here messing with you. You don't want to try to kill a dog. Like, yo, no. He be like, you know, Jay, I ain't have myself together and I'm better now. You know, I got the wife and the kids. You know, I'll be that type of stuff. You know what I mean? But then, you know, sometimes you got the one, like, the love of my life. The one he's like in love with me. Yeah. Boyfriend number 10, like, it'd be deep. Yo. Cause I be fighting like, I can't do it. God be like, you good, girl. I be like, I know. I go about my business, but I be like, God, delete the thing off my phone. Real talk, like, I don't even need that app. God be like, that's right, girl, you strong. I be like, I know it. Yeah, because when, you know, you love somebody, you know somebody love you, it just be different. It just be like passion, fire, and desire. That used to be our song. He sent it to me, that Rick James and Tina Marie. Yo, fire, desire. I sent it to him. And look, it just be something like, I ain't even heard from him in like 3 months or 4 months or whatever, like a whole year or so. Somebody get the song. Yo, word. You'd be like, what? No, we can't do this. No, we're not doing this again. I mean, look, I just want to see you. I want to see you. No, I'm not available. Because I'm like some chick probably, look. And it's always, like I said, right after some chick or something to try to hit me up or do some trickery or something. Like all type of, like, yo, they used to be following my family. Yeah, and I told him this one time. I was like, yo, trying to follow my cousin and stuff. He was like I was lying, and the whole time my cousin like, that nigga is crazy. Like, this chick, look, I go to inbox and stuff. She inboxing me. Like, look, I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm like, but you know, he think he got women. You know what I'm saying? You know, but really I got him and he got me. Like, he don't got no women. You know, he got these crazy girls out here, don't got themselves together. That's why they out here wilding, contacting me. I wish I would contact somebody over some other woman. Like, what is wrong with you? Get you straight. Like, yo. I said, God, you don't want me to go in there and say all this. He said, yes, I do. This is how I want you to end it. Who is this? It's like, no. I said it on the podcast, but I'm just telling y'all, please, like, do you see what I'm saying to you? It's the truth. Okay, let it set you free. Yeah, you got to start telling yourself the truth. Like, you love somebody, you love them. Like, look, watch what you're doing. Go ahead and get this stuff straight. Don't be out here blind and lost, okay? Be like me. I run with the horses. Do some 30-day fasting and stuff. Like, I'm about to be doing mine. I think I must fast every last 6 days of the month. This whole 2026. My body is just looking crazy. Everything. Like, I'm like, every time I look at myself, y'all, then I'm closing, I promise. Okay. I just cannot, like, I just look so beautiful. Like, yo, I'm like, God, you got my hair, my edges came back like baby hair. And look, they gray though a little bit. Like my grandmom's, like they white, like gray. But it just look, and I said, I ain't even gonna color it. You know, like, I'm just go ahead, just let it be what it be. And it just be so pretty and long. And I'll be like, damn, I look good. Like, and I see looking at my body like, why do I look like this? But see, when you out there doing tricky, you don't be looking like that. You be looking like stressed and all that other type of stuff. And you just don't see yourself properly. Remember? Check out that podcast, that vocals. Yeah. My perception was off. Yeah. Out here with these boyfriend things. Check that one out. That's a good one too. But anyway, look. Check out Make a Love V's Kitchen. I'm over there singing to the pizza. I told y'all that. I told you about Just Touch J's Fitness. You know, the app, the regular app. The podcast thing, y'all will see that when that happen. The Bible study, you get that. Ask Justice Touch J. You know about all that. You can Google all that, you know, but like God tell me, he like, look, Monica, now look, you done came over here, you done told him about boyfriend number 9, number 10. Cause I was like, God, did I cover all of them? This is what I said. I'm like, cause you know, you about to take a little break real quick. I'm like, did I cover all of them? God, like, yeah, cause you know, you about to dig into this. You know, you're going to be putting this out here and there, and you're going to explain in there. You know, you're going to be doing interview things. You know, all this, all you just did. You know, now we about to dig into this. I'm like, oh, Lord. You know, like why you said this, why you did this, why you said that. You know, clips, all this, movies. You're going to be doing freaking videos, all this. You know, you're doing stuff. So I'm like, okay. Yeah. And I'm like, you know, God, like, you can come on here. You can tell them all that. You know, the whole Google, the Justice Touch J, all that type of stuff. But you can't make nobody believe God. Girl, you got to go ahead. Just put it out there in pieces for them. And I said, all right, guys. So I said, we covered everybody, I think. Yeah, I think we covered everybody. But then when I said that to him, this is what he said. Monica, you ain't going nowhere. You know, you got a whole bunch of more episodes of this vocal thing. You know, this is coming up. You know, you just got to do this little thing real quick. So I'm like, okay, God. So look, you can Google. Yo, wait till you look at the cover art of that joint. Yo, that all access, get you that all access. Yo, how God had me make it is so thorough. It's the one before this one. No, it's another one. It's another one after this one. You still can't be out there lost. It's 2026. You still can't be out there lost. Yeah, that's what God told me to name that one. And then it's this one. I don't know what I'm going to call this. I don't know. Look, I ain't calling him boyfriend number 10. No. I don't know what I'm calling it. I should call it that. I ain't calling it boyfriend number 10. Something like that. That's what I should call it. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call it. I ain't calling it boyfriend number 10. That's what I should call it. Yup, that's what I'm going to call it. Yeah. See how God be dropping dimes on me? And it's going to be my thoughts are not your thoughts. My ways are not your ways. Yeah. I'm tired, y'all. I'm always tired. I'm about to make this pizza. Yeah, last time I was making pizza. I make pizza every day, something different. I'm like, I'm going to do a chicken with this and that. And that's how boyfriend would tell me, like, what you make today? And I'd be like, look, y'all know I'm tired. I'm like this. I'm done. Oh, and I even did more good on the time. Like, y'all might think I like talking, but honestly, I really don't. Like, for real. Like, I go back and forth like, God, like, what? Is there anything else? I'll just be talking to the Holy Spirit, you know, as I'm speaking to y'all. And God will lead me somewhere else. And sometimes I'll be like, oh, God, all right, yeah. Then when I hear it, it just sounds so thorough and wise. Because I just be telling y'all the truth. I be really wanting y'all to know, like, look, this is real life stuff. This is currently happening. Things like this be happening to me. And you know, when your life goes like the way that Christ wants it to go, you know, you could come on here and you could tell people when you overcame and you overcome stuff like this. Like, y'all out here really going through stuff like this. Like, people are like inboxing you and hitting you up and stuff, and you're trying to, you know, succeed in life or, you know, go through things. And, you know, it always happens around this time. You know, it doesn't last and things like that. And you just like, no, you got to go straight. And God's like, I'm really trying to get you to become. Yeah, this thing that I'm calling you to be. Yeah, like, you know, and he'll send just different people in your life. Like, he sent my therapist. And she was just like, you got to run with the horses. And she was like, I feel God telling me this. You know, and because of, and now something that she told me to do, I have a whole clothing line section about that. Yes, you just got to pay attention when God bring you somebody. Yeah, he bring you somebody to talk to you and tell you something. You got to pay attention. Like, wait a minute, what? I think I was thinking something like that. Let me spend a little bit of time with God about that. Yeah, he's like, become. So, you know, I'm out here. I'm just, you know, sharing a little bit about my life. Part of the Just Touch J story, baby. This is just currently happening. I'm like, you know, look, you know, you got to run with the horses. Become straight. He said, don't return to the village. Yeah, the people be having you out there blind. You can't see straight. You got to get from around the people. And, you know, when God had me get from around certain people in my family, y'all, I was just like so crushed. Yeah, because I was just like, what? Like, no, like, I can't do that. Yeah, I was like, no. And God was like, this person, no, they're against me. Like, you're going to have it's going to be a hard time. And I would just be having a hard time with it. And I finally said, you know what? I'm going to just listen to you. And then my life got peaceful. Yeah, like God began to show me like, you can't have this person in your circle. Like, yo, get you straight. I don't know why God got me keep telling y'all to get you straight. Whoever listening. Yeah, God, like, get you straight. Like, you too. It's like, how long you want to keep doing this? Like, I guess. You know, he's trying to get you straight. Okay, so take it from somebody who wasn't straight. Okay, I'm about to do these wall sits. I'll give you this. I give you this last little bit of honey. You know, shout out to you, baby, if you're listening. You know. But it's something like right here. It just tastes so good. I'm so sorry. The honey. Oh my gosh, like there it goes again. Say look. Amazing antioxidant. Like, for like $1 million. Y'all got to get that. Shout out to Justice G's Cannabis. Oh my gosh. I tell you, but anyway. Become. All right. Look, Google Just Such a J. You know, get you straight. I'm straight. Yeah, I'm going to be seeing y'all. Check out all the social media and stuff because basically everything is done now. Ain't even nothing else to do. I'm like, I done checked off all this stuff. I was just sitting back. Like, I did my food. I have a section on my food app. I've been tracking food for like 400 and something days. Yeah, and I was just like, dang, God. And God was like, okay, now it's 2026. We can get rid of this. We can get rid of that. Write this with that. And God's like, you know, send it to yourself. Make sure you save the file so you can have for the Just Touch J story when we get to that part. You know, so that way you can really like show, you know, like this is what was going on. So I'm like, all right, like, do this, do that, boom, 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 boom. That's all done. But I was just like, dang, I've been doing this for 400 and something days. Like, damn, girl, you are thought and wise. Like, God wants you to be like that. Yeah, you listening to me, so I know you out here supposed to be getting this business. He wants you to be so straight where you could say like, yo, I fasted every last 5 days. Okay? Of the whole year 2025. Okay? Just doing what God said. God said this. He said, Veronica, that's why these chicks out here, you know, acting crazy and stuff. Boyfriend number 10, they came over and stuff. Somebody ain't out there doing what it is they supposed to do. And he know you be out here doing your thing. You know, he know it's about the time and stuff. He like, what my baby over here doing like these chicks? You know what I'm saying? God, like, you know, it's the love of your life, girl. Whoop. Guard that heart now. Keep on going straight. He said, go out there and tell the people, like, listen, okay, watch the village, the people that you around, your family, your friends, everybody. Because sometimes you be a little off and stuff because, you be trying to turn around. He said, no, I need you to get the scripture. Run with the horses. My thoughts are not your thoughts. My ways are not your ways. Tell them that. Keep it pushing. Yeah, you can't think like how people be thinking and stuff. A lot of times people remember you how you was. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know this version of you. You be transformed by the renewing in your mind daily like how I do. Trust me. You be out here growing. You know what I mean? Shout to God for giving me 2 houses. Yeah, Betty struggle, all this stuff. He was out here taking care of me. Because I'm thorough and I'm real wise. It's so funny. And I'm closing, I promise. That's it. Yo, I be cracking up when I be saying, I'm like, yo, I got to say that when I go on tour, God. Like, I have to. Yo, I'll be closing. So much content, but yeah, like crazy. Like, dang. I'm real thorough and wise. I just be doing stuff. Like, straight up became a whole marijuana grower. Like, created 5 strains hydroponically out of water. Like, like just, size nerd, all type of stuff like that. Yeah, just, I just be out here like, yo, how can I advance my life, get closer to God? Yeah, you got to be thorough and wise when you can fast like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's intimidating to other women and stuff like that. Like, oh my God, she's amazing. No. They still doing all that crazy trickery and stuff because they can't keep their man straight. Like, that's your man. Remember I told her, like, yo, what? Yo, every time I think about this part, then I'm closed. Like the pastors be closing like 100 times. Like, every time I think about this part, like, she's like, yeah, I had to get rid of that one. I had to get rid of her. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, this one had to get rid of her. And I was just like, I said, yo, I got to find this nigga, man. I got to give him a pound. Yo, a high five. Like, he really got chicks out here, like, thinking they could get rid of other chicks and make them disappear. Like, yo, they know how to do magic tricks or something. I'm like, damn. I said, yo, you got these chicks out here wilding. Like, yo, she really thinks she making people disappear and stuff. She getting rid of people. Oh, wow. Okay, look at you. Let me pat you on your back. Yo, word. Because, man, but still, why she hit me up? Like, what? Wait a minute. No, out of the blue, y'all. It be like, yo, I just be out here chilling, living life. You know what I'm saying? I get a phone call and stuff like, yo, you know about me? And I be like, huh? Like, what? Who are you? That's the chick. Yo, she kept asking me who I was, but I'm like, yo, you called me, my first, my last name. Like, why are you asking me who am I? I'm like, yo, ask him. Like, yo, you call my phone one more time. Had to be telling my mom, yo, block her, block this. Yo, really, like, had like a family, like, group, like, chat thing. Like, look, if y'all get any text messages or anything from anything like this to look suspicious, block this right now on all y'all stuff. Yeah, like my mom was like, who is it? I was like, this. She was like, girl, it's always something. And I was like, I know. And she was just like, okay, I'll block it. And then everybody else was like, all right, we'll block it. I'm like, no, none of that. Because I have all access sometimes to some of my stuff where everything just be open and stuff. But I used to be like, yo, tell her. He used to be thinking like, or sometimes when he say nothing, I just be like, like, yo, he walking around like, he real thorough and wise. And I used to think to myself, like, yo, I will never be like this. I got to get myself straight. Yeah, I can't be out here like this. Like this, he really thinks that this is okay? Monica, you had bumped your head. You right. Boyfriend number 9 was right. Yo, you blind. You had bumped your head. If you out here and you thinking, yo, that this is cool. Like, you've always been against something like this. Like, yo, somebody ain't straight like that. If they doing this stuff, trickery with women, no, you have the utmost respect with women. Yeah, you can't be doing that. But with me, it was just like I told y'all. Okay, now look, this guy said, look, this is a perfect close. I told y'all, look, when you like really get your heart in the way, you really like love something, yo, you'll put everything down. And that's what God is trying to tell you. Like, yo, if you really love me, like you say you do, yo, you really want what it is that I'm trying to tell you to become, like you really want this, yo, just put everything down. Let your heart open, let me in your heart. What is it? John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Like, open up your heart to Christ. Like, you'll be straight. Like, seriously, sometimes you just got to open up your heart. You got to let God get in it and heal it, and help it and everything. And he'll mend it. He'll take away them sexual addictions, the perversion. I know I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you he will take it away. And not like you ain't going, y'all hear me? I'm very much still a freak. I don't know nothing about no regular sex. I tell you all the time about how I'm having sexual mental house and stuff. But it's like you don't use it for your own self pleasure. Like you just you don't go after things. Like, I'm not out here with boyfriend things. Like, yo, why don't you come check me out? I'm not doing that like how I used to. I have more respect about myself and things like that. Like, I'm just I know that they might have an issue. So I say a prayer for them and you keep it moving. You don't get caught up in that. Like, word. Like, you got to be out here running with the horses, becoming. Like, I'm trying to tell you, open up your heart to Christ and give your life to God. Now, look, I'm out of here, okay? Now, look, who is this? No, I'm out of here, though, for real. Like, okay, so you can Google Justice Touches J. You can't make nobody believe God. Okay? You can't. You can't make nobody believe God. And this is Justice Touches J's vocals, baby. This ain't the podcast. But you can Google. Yeah, y'all. Like, it ain't the whole Justice Touches J story, but like, you can really Google, yo, it blows my mind sometimes when God be like, girl, you playing in Vietnam, girl. I'll be like, all these people get to know about Christ. We need some more. That's how I be. Word. Like, what about this one? Oh, I didn't even know we were there. Like, I just be so happy that they just hearing it. The way that God tell me to put it out there in pieces. I don't know why he be telling me to do it like that. He be like, you gotta just drop a dime on them gangster. You gonna have to say it like this. I be like, I can't. Like, he be like, you better get over yourself. Cause I done healed you. Yeah. But those of y'all who talk to God, let me give him my scripture real quick, God, real quick. Okay, look, where we at? Come on. That John 4. We who teach God's word. Yeah, 4 and 6. Look, let me say it to y'all real sexy. We who teach God's word. Yeah, are from God. Energized by the Holy Spirit. And, whoever knows God through personal experience, listens to us and has a deeper understanding of him. Yeah, whoever is not of God does not listen to us. By this, we know without any doubt the spirit of truth, motivated by God, and the spirit of error, motivated by Satan. Motivated by Satan. Yeah, the spirit of error, that's that 1 John 4 and 6. My name is Adonai, the Most High God. And this is just a touch of these scriptures. Y'all know what y'all could do, right? You can Google. Yeah, you could Google, baby. Just a touch of J.